Our next story is from Mexico, a country which is caught between Trump and drug lords. It might sound like a political thriller, but it's very real. In fact, the country, long scarred by drug violence, now finding itself trapped between two powerful forces: the pressure of a somewhat resurgent Donald Trump and the deadly retaliation of its most notorious criminal empires. At the center of this storm was one man better known as El Mencho. For 2 decades, he evaded capture. He outlasted his rivals, in fact, and under his command, the cartel rose to become Mexico's most powerful and feared criminal network, flooding drugs across borders, building a multi-billion-dollar empire. But last Sunday, his run came to a dramatic end. The Mexican forces, acting on intelligence, including key inputs from Washington, tracked him down. Authorities say the final breakthrough came through a personal connection, a romantic link, reportedly, that led the investigators to his hideout. And his killing was not just a strategic victory, it was also political. Let's tell you how. For months now, remember, Trump has publicly pressured Mexico to dismantle the cartels. He warned the U.S. might take matters into its own hands if Mexico failed. He even ordered military action in Venezuela, abducted its president, who now sits in a U.S. prison, signaling that Mexico could be next. And those threats appear to have shifted the calculus in Mexico. In fact, the president, who has consistently defended Mexico's sovereignty, has also reportedly launched one of the most aggressive crackdowns on cartels in over a decade. She has drawn a line recently. She says no U.S. troops were on Mexican soil. The operation was carried out with their cooperation, but without their intervention. Intelligence sharing, including support from the CIA, helped make the operation possible. But Mexico pulled the trigger, and now the consequences, like a mythical hydra where one head of a cartel is cut off, others emerge in the hours after El Mencho's killing. Shootings erupted. Roads were blocked. Vehicles were set on fire. Rival factions are now scrambling for control. Mexico has seen this cycle to contain aftershocks earlier as well. Not only rivals, there are many, in fact, who have been eyeing the seat of the cartel's head. And now new reports putting the focus on the jailed Juan Carlos Valencia, who is the rumored successor of El Mencho. He is one of the senior leaders and inner circle members of the cartel. He is a stepson of El Mencho and holds an American-Mexican dual citizenship, famously known as El Pelon. He is the leader of an armed faction of the cartel. The U.S. State Department also has a bounty of $5 million on his head for information leading to his arrest. And now that's the dilemma that the Mexican president is facing. On one side, an American president demanding results and threatening unilateral action. On the other hand, cartels that respond to every blow with bloodshed. The pressure from Washington has pushed Mexico into a more forceful security strategy. But every forceful move risks unleashing new chaos, and Mexico is walking a tightrope. If it is too soft when it comes to the current situation, then it risks U.S. intervention. If it's too hard, then it risks internal instability. The death of El Mencho may be a hard turning point in the fight against drugs, but it also underscores a hard truth. Mexico is caught between Trump and the drug lords on the ground, between diplomacy and domestic violence, between political pressure and criminal power.